Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where I forgot to add myself to my own stream. And of course, we are having the return of midweek musings. Hell yes. Finally, I have some time where it all worked out, and I hope to do more. The midweek musings today is featuring narcissistic injury. Yes, it is precious. I've had this ready to go for a very long time, to be honest, because it seems like a very relevant topic. I've talked a little bit about narcissists and some psychological disorders, and this is this is my next one. This one was waiting in the wings. So, before I go into narcissistic injury, what it is and what to do about it, look who's here. It is Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Why, hello there. Give me a bunch of waves, etc. Always good to see you. Thank you. And all of you that will be watching on the replay, if you have any experience with this, though no names, please feel free to share in the chat and maybe some advice. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at some psychological sources, some websites and articles, and I, of course, will cite the source. So without further ado, let's jump into this party. First of all, what is narcissistic injury? Why? It is any perceived threat to a narcissist's self-esteem or self-worth. Please note, we already have a narcissist. We already know it's a narcissist. So we're not trying to identify a narcissist. We're identifying when narcissistic injury is triggered. And anyone that knows anything about any of this knows, don't trigger a narcissistic injury, because it is frankly a no-win situation. You will not win, and it's really ugly. But once you recognize it, you'll know how to deal with it. So here is the source, of course, simplypsychology.org, and the definition from choosingtherapy.com. Narcissistic injury occurs when narcissists perceive their self-image has been criticized, slighted, or insulted. Because they have low self-esteem, any perceived judgment can damage a narcissist's sense of self. And the key word here is perceived judgment, because quite often it's not even a big deal, or it's not even anything that intense or harsh. It's not even a judgment, perhaps, but if they perceive it, because the thing with narcissists is that they are unable to see reality, okay, because they're so focused inward. So maybe you accidentally trigger narcissistic injury, and you're like, what's going on here? You don't realize the fact that when you're dealing with a person, it's about their perception, not reality. So any attempt to try to show reality will fail. Narcissists often react to an emotional wound with rage, outbursts, passive aggression, or denial to protect themselves from future harm. Just a little heads up, someone that's not a narcissist won't do this. If you see rage outbursts, passive aggression, denial, all of these kinds of things, this is not a balanced individual. They react with rage outbursts, passive aggression, or denial. And I've seen this happen. It's like, that didn't happen. That's not it. And any attempt for you to show a person reality with this will fail. Common signs of narcissistic injury include projection, gaslighting, and manipulation, like a cat will tend to do. I don't know if you hear mine. I should have given them treats before I started, but they're just going to have to get over it. However, narcissism is okay when you're dealing with a feline because they can't really hurt anybody. Yeah, so if you see projection, gaslighting, and manipulation, you are once again not dealing with a good and rational situation or person. I should also add that sometimes when people try to engage with narcissists or someone experiencing narcissistic injury, they make the mistake of thinking that you can rationalize with them. You can use reason with them. You cannot. Narcissists possess grandiose self-images and higher than thou attitudes connected to beliefs of superiority and greatness. Again, how can a person compete with that? You've got an individual that has grandiose self-images, higher than thou attitudes. They believe that they are superior and greater than others. So how can you piddling little thing, try to show or tell them anything? And remember, you usually just stumble into a situation with a narcissist experiencing narcissistic injury. It's very easy. And if you don't understand what would trigger them, you can find yourself very bewildered in this situation. And as I said, make some mistakes. As we'll see in a bit, there's only one thing to do. It's to ignore and disengage, but we'll see. When their behavior is questioned, the deep-rooted insecurities hidden behind this facade are called to attention. What's the facade? We've said it. Grandiose self-image, higher than thou, holier than thou. They are superior and they are great. So if they behave badly, for example, and are questioned, you don't even have to call out the person, just bring it into question. The deep-rooted insecurities are going to come up. And that's the thing also. Narcissists are incredibly insecure. A secure person, if their behavior is questioned, will go, okay, let me listen to what you say. And if you disagree, you someone that's not a narcissist will discuss it at least and say, hey, I don't see it this way. This is how I see it. Also, someone that is not a narcissist will apologize. Hey, you did this. That wasn't cool. Oh, I didn't. Even if you feel like you didn't do it on purpose, you say, hey, I'm sorry. I had no idea. No idea that this is what I was doing. Sorry about this. A narcissist is incapable of doing so. Why, we have an elf in the house. We have an elf in the house. It is none other than Lady T, Lady Toriel herself. The slightest thing will set them off, real or imagined. Precisely. So you may not have even been intending to show them up. There can be an imagined one, or it can be real. It can be real. Yeah. Heaven help you. And then, man, once you set them off, holy crud. And you're like, what'd I do? It's because sometimes you don't know where this person's insecurities are. Check this out. Being vulnerable or held accountable is unbearable. Two things here. Being vulnerable, like the example I gave, where, hey, you did this and this hurt my feelings or something. And then you realize, oh, I actually hurt someone. I feel bad, being vulnerable like that. It's like, "I'm sorry." It's unbearable to the narcissist, and it triggers narcissistic injury. Also, being held accountable is unbearable. It's like, "Hey, you did this. This wasn't okay." When a simple apology or, "Hey, what can I do to make this right?" would suffice, they go nuclear. Therefore, what's it there for? They will seek revenge against the inflictor. So a narcissist will do revenge. Guess who will not do revenge? A not narcissist. There is no place for revenge, but this person will get revenge against you for doing it. How dare you point out their weaknesses? So they will seek revenge against the inflictor when their self-esteem is threatened or injured. Oops, I think I misspelled that or maybe the article misspelled it because I believe I copied and pasted. How dare you? This revenge can take several forms. When you're dealing with someone online, they'll you know, use their Twitter or their Facebook, whatever, to go after you, use their YouTube account. And boy, well, there is no limits to what they will do. They will dox, they will humiliate, try to destroy your job, your life, and you're just thinking, "Oh my gosh, all I did was just say this or do. Chill." And sometimes people will wonder when you're dealing with someone experiencing narcissistic injury, it's like it's not a big deal. And that also will make it even worse if you say that to the person. There's no winning. But yeah, so these are some signs that you see is that when someone is being vulnerable or is having something questioned, if their response is to get revenge, that that's that's a bad situation, and that's not a good person you want to be around. See this in the workplace too. And if they are in a position of power over you in the workplace, they'll do things like give you a bad review or start rumors about you. Narcissists often subconsciously employ defense mechanisms to deal with negative feelings stemming from criticism and disagreement. Listen to that again. Narcissists often subconsciously employ defense mechanisms. Here's the key word, subconsciously. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. It's so much a part of their being. It's so much a part of their natural coping skills. They can't see it. This is why it's so hard for therapists or anyone to help a narcissist. It's just by its very nature impossible to do self-reflection. And these are defense mechanisms to deal with negative feelings stemming from criticism and disagreement. For example, whenever I hurt someone's feelings, I feel terrible. And yes, that gives you a negative feeling because you feel bad. But how do you correct it? You correct it by apologizing or making it right. Well, a narcissist and someone experiencing narcissistic injury will take those bad feelings because they hurt someone and use it to harm the person instead of saying, "Hey, I'm sorry." It's like, I'm going to punish you for making me feel this way. No matter the situation. Keyword here, no key sentence here too. It doesn't matter what the situation is. They see this event as an extreme insult, even if there is no intention of harm. How dare you do this to me? No intention of harm. This is why I say you can stumble into a situation where you trigger narcissistic injury. Any damage to their persona, again, real, imagined, reasonable or not, brings attention to internalize negative self beliefs, which can cause long lasting pain for the narcissist. So, this is why it's injury. It really is real to the person. And as always, correct me if I'm wrong, I am not a psychologist. These are things from my personal experience and from my research from psychologists and people that study psychology. So when you're dealing with someone with narcissistic injury, not only can you not reason with them, it's like dealing with a wounded animal. They are hurting. They are experiencing pain, even though it could be something really small. So you need to realize this reality. An emotional wound can result from seemingly insignificant events. See, that's what I'm just saying. Insignificant, something that's normal people wouldn't even think twice about, that would otherwise go unnoticed by a typical person. Yeah, something very small. An emotional wound can result from seemingly insignificant events that would otherwise be unnoticed by a typical person. Here's another thing: being ignored. I'm not going to be ignored. If you know from the gosh, what is that? Fatal Attraction. Though that was a psychopath. Different story. A narcissist can easily experience a narcissistic injury when they feel ignored, undervalued, or not seen by others. So this is again where you're just minding your own business. Maybe you didn't notice something. And they're like, they're ignoring me. They're not valuing me. I'm not seen. And again, the key word is they feel it. It doesn't even have to be real. The point is that they feel it. They see it. Oh, look, Teresa's here. I am here, I know. Steve is here. Hello, Teresa and company. Hope you are well. Yes, I don't know if you saw it. Our Lady T is here. Steve Kenobi says, usually they brag about themselves too to bolster their ego. Yes, you will see that with narcissists. If other people can't see or value them, by golly, they're going to let us know. And it starts a cycle then. I keep telling people how great I am and no one's noticing, and I'm going to get revenge on you for that. I will not forgive you for that. Meanwhile, you're over here smelling flowers, playing with the cats, dancing through the meadows, living your life, and you don't even know that you're triggering this in this person. Usually it's petty stuff too. If a narcissist is not provided with adequate attention, again, they've got to have the attention. They may feel slighted or personally insulted. Yes, it's personal what you have done. And maybe you're seeing a little bit here where I'm going with and what to do about it. If a narcissist is not provided with adequate attention, they may feel slighted or personally insulted. Going to be a little bit cautious here when I say, therefore, if you want to give a comeuppance, if you will, to a narcissist, how do you do so? You ignore them. Don't give them the attention they order. They can't stand being ignored. You only really have to deal with a narcissist if, sadly, it's a family member or maybe a coworker where you can't escape it. But if you recognize a narcissist, you do not have to deal with them. Here we go with criticism. Receiving criticism is unbearable for narcissists. See a lot of these keywords? It's unbearable. It's a wound, as it questions their grandiose self-image and persona. So if you criticize, or I would say even question, what a narcissist is doing is like, "Hey, this is a good point, but hey, I also think this." That's criticism and it's unbearable. You are questioning them. And that brings them to being feeling out of control. Now, we might be saying, "Oh my gosh, it's not a big deal." It's like, "Yeah, what do you mean you're feeling out of control and you're losing your sense of grandiosity, which about something that's not even really that important?" But they feel out of control. And a narcissist is feeling out of control can be dangerous because, again, they can, in their revenge, do some really awful harm to you. If narcissists lose control over a situation or person, and I would add a perceived control over a situation or person, they may feel emotionally wounded and retaliate. That's the key. That's why anyone that's anyone knows you don't want to trigger narcissistic injury in a narcissist. Because not only can it hurt you, it can hurt people around you because they will go for the people around you as well. So I always say be careful. Be careful. Ah, conflict in a conversation. These are some things that go on with this. Conversational conflict can result in a narcissistic injury. Yeah, so these are the things that trigger narcissistic injury. Conversational conflict can result in a narcissistic injury because narcissists cannot imagine that others do not share their same beliefs, values, or opinions. They can't imagine. It's completely impossible. So therefore, if you don't see things exactly the way I see it with my beliefs, my values, or even my opinions, it's an incredible slight to their very existence, their very being, and therefore they must punish you. Oh, I guess I doubled the slide. So, what will a narcissist do in this kind of a circumstance? They will deny. They'll deny what happened to cover up shame or embarrassment from being held accountable. Remember, they can't stand feeling these bad feelings. So even though you just saw it happen, it- I've seen this in online situations where people are like, "Look, this is what you just said." No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I'm talking about maybe 50 people right now. So if anyone's starting to get self conscious, I always get self conscious about myself when I do this. It's like, is this me? That's why I love confession. Digress here. Daily examinations of conscience keeps you from falling into this trap. You've got to always be open to feedback. They will automatically deny what happened to cover up shame or embarrassment from being held accountable. Okay, hello, more people coming in. Hello, thank you, Conroy Rocker, for being here. Let's see. Narcissists may lie about accusations when they feel slightly or worry that their behavior will be outed. Yes, they will lie. It's happened to me. The good news is often people won't believe the lie because it's just so weird and outrageous. Yeah. They'll start little campaigns of revenge, and it's like, "Oh, my bad behavior is going to be outed, so I've got to lie about what this other person is doing." My goodness, you see this in the workplace. Almost like a preemptive strike. But again, this is so dangerous about them is all they have to do is feel slighted. You may not have even slighted them. You're probably not even thinking about this person. Why, look who's here. It is Magitech Mags. Hello. Thank you for being here. They also like to change their story sometimes. Oh, hell yes, they do, don't they? And then if you point out that they've changed their story, they'll be like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And everyone's like, look, right here. You just did. Or if you're in a verbal situation, people will be, we just saw it. It's like, that didn't happen. You got a video. That didn't happen. You got a screenshot. That didn't happen. No, this is what happened. Here's the story. And they're so into, I can't admit I was wrong, even on the smallest thing. They'll go all over the place with these lies and changing the story. You will never get them to go, oh, you're right. So that's also why it's futile to try to show them that. It's Salty Traveling Sea. Why, hello there. I can name this tune. Got away with my soul insanity, luckily. Oh, are you saying that you were a narcissist? Or you experienced this? Or you've experienced people with narcissistic injury? Or are you saying that? Help me out here. Magic makes sense. Or they slightly change it with everyone they talk to. Yes. Now, the good news is they will get caught out. Yes, they will. Because the more people they talk to, the more people will start to compare and say, wait a second. This person said this to you and that to me. Okay, both can't be true. But again, they don't care. They just see that they've been injured and they must punish you or deny it even happened because of those feelings. They will do whatever it takes. And then they wonder why they don't have any friends. I was talking about, I've seen a narcissist, they'll dox. It's like, yeah, anyone that doxes is not a good person. But right. Can be whatever they wanted, so they leave me alone for a while. Yeah, well, that's the thing. What you want with a narcissist or someone especially someone experiencing narcissistic injury, is just to stay away from them. You can't change them. They have to change themselves, and by its very nature, it's almost impossible because narcissists can't self-reflect. You survived one. Okay, that's what I thought after I thought about it. When you said it's singing my tune, got away with my soul insanity. Luckily, yes. Yeah. Narcissists are terrible. I had a bit of a run-in with narcissistic injury, and it's awful to be on the receiving end of their revenge. Because it's like, whoa, this is over the top. It was very difficult for me because I didn't respond. That was one of the hardest things I've ever done because you want to defend yourself, but you cannot. And we're going to see in a second why you can't. Dude, how could I possibly be when I know? See, that's what I was wondering. You're not. I mean, I know enough narcissists. You definitely. I don't stay away from you. I was clarifying. Yeah. Now, if you were a narcissist, you'd right now be getting revenge on me for calling you a narcissist. Oh dear, no, we love Salty Traveling Sea here at Miss Smart Muses. Magitech says, "Yep, that's exactly what happened. Eventually, people started putting two and two together." Correct. Well, and here's another way you can spot a narcissist. Everyone that's become my friend has stabbed me in the back. That's why I'm all alone and don't have friends. And then you're thinking, really? Everybody is just a horrible person who stabbed you in the back? Why you? What's so special about you? Maybe it's you that's the problem. And a lot of times these kind of narcissistic people, they'll have like a new set of friends every 6 months because The new set of friends will see who they are and leave them, and then they have to get new people, maybe that don't know the story. Everyone's saying hello. Magic Meg says the revenge thing is very real. The best thing to do is ignore it as best you can and hope the truth comes out. Yes, you have to. And that is so hard to do because it's natural to want to defend. But the more you defend, the more you're falling into their trap. Salty Traveling Sea, beautiful captain artist, sex kitten, ex fiance with a Hollywood dad. True story. Here I was thinking you were talking about me. No, until the ex-fiance is like, "No, we've never been engaged." I believe it. Absolutely, I believe it. Mhm. Hello, Keith. It says, I've met 2 recently, and you're exactly right about their behavior so far." Mhm. Yes. And remember, this is something that's a little bit different than normal behavior and conflict. Listen, we all have had those situations. We talk it out like grown-ups. We apologize. What I will usually do is I'll apologize, say, "What can I do to make it right?" And you'd be amazed at what will happen. That's how 2 normal people deal with it. But falling into a narcissist trap is natural because we're thinking one way while the other person is in an entirely different hemisphere of reality. So it takes a while to figure it out. And by the way, hello, Keith. Thank you for being here, driving home and listening. Yay. Well, I'm very happy. Thank you very much for listening. Always glad to see you all here. And I hope you all learned something about this. But particularly, we're talking about narcissistic injury. So you can recognize it when it happens. Yeah, they will lie. Oh my gosh. Oh, passive aggressive behavior. This is something else they'll do. They may forget to send an email or misplace their part of a project. This is a situation in a work situation. The hope is that people will eventually stop questioning their behavior altogether. Yeah. That's when they're trying to sabotage you. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you. Oh, something came up. Or, oh, this happened. Or, I don't know, my dog ate my homework. Yeah. But it was on purpose. That's how they'll get revenge on you. Or misplace their part of the project. Like, they'll ruin everything. It's like, "Oh, sorry, I just lost it," or "I just forgot," or just this. The hope is that people eventually stop questioning their behavior altogether, because that's the key. You're not supposed to question. How dare you question me? Salty Traveling Sea says, "It's very different than just someone that's selfish or shallow." True. The narcissist in the discard phase will work to destroy you after you tearing you down while absolutely using you. Darn right. Yeah, selfish or shallow, that's something you can deal with. That's normal. If sadly, I'm not saying it's right, but you can deal with someone that's selfish. You can deal with someone that's shallow. This is on a whole other level. Good point. Hello, it's Yan Hu. It is unintentional passive aggressive behavior possible, or is that just thoughtlessness and or inconsiderateness? Yes, because here's the thing. Passive aggressive behavior by its very definition is intentional. Thoughtless or inconsiderate, that's just exactly what it is. Just maybe not thinking of other people. Kind of a little bit about what I said previously about or in response to what Salty Traveling Sea said about selfish or shallow. That's selfish. But that's something you can deal with. Some people are inconsiderate, and I have been guilty of being inconsiderate. And when I am confronted, well, first of all, I feel terrible because I hate making other people feel bad or neglecting people because I know how it feels. But what do? You apologize and you try to be better. You can't do that with a narcissist. And remember, this is in revenge for you having triggered narcissistic injury in them, whether you meant to or not. And you may not have even done anything. You may not even barely know this person exists and trigger narcissistic injury. Just the feeling of being ignored and not noticed is enough to trigger revenge. Yeah, they'll do the silent treatment intended to punish the person who committed the betrayal. You betrayed me, so I'm giving you the silent treatment. Now, in a good world, it's like, yay, thank you. Please leave me alone. This is more in a situation, though, where you cannot avoid it in the workplace or in a family. That's really hard to deal with. I'm going to punish you for what you did, though I'm not going to tell you what you did by ignoring you. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is what narcissistic rage is. So, this is something that will also happen when you trigger narcissistic injury. They will be bullies, they will taunt, they will yell, they will intimidate, and they will do smear campaigns. Let me remind you again, anyone that does these things, whether it's in narcissism or not, these are bad things. A good person does not do this. But particularly someone experiencing narcissistic rage, narcissistic injury, yeah, the taunting. Taunting is hard to deal with because you naturally want to defend yourself. Mm, they will devalue, belittle inflictors. Remember, you're the inflictor because you made the narcissist feel this way. They will belittle inflictors by insulting something about their lives, such as their accomplishments or appearance. Let's just say, I don't know, someone did something really worthy or something that they're very proud of. Well, they'll belittle it. And appearance, again, that's another thing. You got a problem with someone, that's fine. Everyone has problems with someone sometime, but there is never a reason to belittle their appearance. I see certain individuals doing that, and even though it doesn't apply to me, I'm like, this is not funny, this is not okay, and I don't want to support you anymore. It's never, ever okay to do these things, but especially a narcissist will do this as part of their revenge. Ooh, they will project. Narcissists may deflect attention from their behavior because remember, you called out their behavior or you brought attention, even bringing attention to their behavior by accusing others of committing the same mistakes. I didn't do it. You did it. They will shift the blame from the narcissist onto their accuser. With the narcissist, you can often know what they're up to by what they accuse others of being. It's like, yeah, maybe I did it, but you did it too. Sometimes it can be true. And I've been like, yes, and I apologized for it. Narcissists won't accept an apology. They will just get revenge. Playing the victim. Holy crud, don't we see this about narcissists? Narcissists believe they are the victims in every situation. Narcissists expect to be pitied when held accountable for their behavior or their facade is questioned. How dare you call me out? Oh my gosh, I'm under attack. I'm being bullied. I'm being harassed. No, you're not being harassed. You're being held accountable. There's very specific meanings to certain kind of words. I'm being bullied. You know, you're not being bullied. And such playing the victim devalues true victims, true cases of bullying. Being held accountable for your bad behavior is not the same thing. Listen, if you behave badly, if you punch people, they're going to punch back. That doesn't make you a victim. The difference, of course, when we're dealing with narcissism, we're not even talking about a real thing. They feel like they're defending themselves. Like, you did this first and you're just minding your own business. You weren't even thinking about this person, or it's something very slight or something that's not a big deal. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's one of the other keys, too. If you're finding yourself that you cannot reason with someone, that you might be into a situation like this. Gaslighting distorts the reality of a situation and makes a person question their memory of an event. Yeah, that's the definition of gaslighting. Oh boy, will they gaslight. That's not what happened. You're just doing that because, you've got problems, you've got issues. You even told me that, have these issues, and obviously this is what's coming to the surface. Narcissists may use phrases such as, "I never said that." Yeah, that's again, they just deny they said it. "I didn't do it. I didn't say it, didn't do it, didn't whatever." You must be crazy. It's like, oh, you know, just because you had all that childhood trauma, obviously it's coming to the surface, and don't blame me because your mother doesn't love you. I don't know, just all sorts of things to question your sanity, your rationality. It's like, oh, grow up. That's not what happened at all. If only you would just get out of your, head out of your butt, you'd see that. I don't know, all sorts of things. So this is talking about making you think you're crazy. You're hysterical. Oh, the smear campaign. Once again, remember, you haven't really done anything wrong. You just accidentally triggered their narcissism. Or if you did do something wrong, it wasn't a huge deal, or maybe you even apologized, but we're talking about something that has triggered this person. And once you recognize the signs of this triggering, you'll know to stay away. But this is what they'll do: make up false accusations and lie about a target. I said no limits to what they'll do, because you made them feel bad. Labeling the target as mentally ill or a drug addict. And trying to harm their position as a parent, an employee, and a member of society. And remember, all you did was say, "Hey, what you said was not okay, and I think you need to apologize." Next thing you know, this is how this person's responding, because how dare you do this to the person? How dare you? Shansu says, the real trouble with that is for people like me, I think, did I imagine it? Exactly. Exactly. And that's what they want you to do. And And once you start to doubt it, then what's happened? You leave them alone, or you maybe even apologize. So they're like, see, that person was wrong. I didn't do anything. Yeah, make up lies. Lies are of omission also will occur. Threats. Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, they will go. They will go there. Threats. There's never a reason to threaten anybody, even your worst enemy. Even if someone really is in conflict with you, no reason to threaten. No reason to get revenge. Manipulation. They will threaten you. They will manipulate. Use all forms of manipulation. Hello, lovely, says Mr. Grant Gregory. Why, hello, Mr. Grant Gregory. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Talking about narcissistic injury and what to do about it. We're still in the phase of understanding it when we see it, and what are the signs of a person who is experiencing narcissistic injury and using you as the target, getting revenge on you for triggering it, whether you knew you were doing it or not. And most of the time, you don't know you're doing it. Here we go. What to do with it. What to do about someone who you have accidentally narcissistically injured or triggered narcissistic injury in. Do not try to reason with them or convince them. There's no point. It won't work. It'll only make it worse. Remember, narcissists also like attention. I said this a bit earlier. If you want to get quote unquote revenge on a narcissist, the worst thing you can do to them is ignore them. Remain calm. Don't lose your temper when you're dealing with a narcissist. I have failed in this occasionally, but that is because we're human, because they have a way of making you angry. Because what they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is irrational. But you must remain calm. Why? These individuals will do everything they can to upset you and elicit a reaction. So, in their revenge, they may do something really horrible, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, what the fuck's wrong?" Say all, you get all mad and you yell at them, whatever. It's like, "How dare you do that?" Huh? And then you're like, see, this person's mean. This person's being mean to me." Because once you react, that gives them an out to what they're doing. It also allows them to be a victim. They don't like rejection either. Oh, hell no. How dare you reject me? By not responding and remaining calm, you regain control of the situation and protect yourself. Yeah. So they'll sit there and accuse you of everything under the sun. And a natural instinct is to say, no, that's not true. And to give all the reasons why they said what they were saying is wrong. And then they'll just move the goalpost because they're not really interested in any kind of truth, resolution, or even in their accusations. They will just come up with anything at all. So the second you respond to a narcissist and someone experiencing narcissistic injury, you have lost control of the situation. They are in control. The only way to protect yourself is by not responding and also remaining calm. Those are two choices you have. And you protect yourself. You protect yourself from what they will do. And if you do lose your temper, this is another reason why you've got to stay calm. They'll just look at your reaction and in part of the smear campaign, "Look what this person said to me. Can you believe that?" And then people are like, "Dang, what a bitch. I can't believe she said that to you." Of course, leaving out the fact that you were taunted into that situation. Never take the bait. Create physical and emotional distance. Physical, obviously, staying away, and emotional distance. Put up a barrier. Sometimes we can't get away from narcissists, especially ones with narcissistic injury in a family or in a work situation. So that's where keep emotional distance. If you have to be around this person, keep emotionally away from him. Yes, says Magitex. Yeah, darn right. Set boundaries. Don't engage. The taunting. Yes, Matt. You see? And then when you respond, yeah. Yeah. Again, good people won't taunt you. All right. I'll say it again. Don't engage. I'll say it one more time. Don't engage. But I'm just showing them, I'm just defending. Don't engage. But don't engage. I know someone out there is thinking of engaging. Don't engage. It's a waste of time. And it puts them in control. And you will get hurt. Also, don't engage is a way to punish them, for lack of a better word. Not in a mean sort of way, but don't give them what they want. Don't give them the attention they ordered. Don't give them the high ground. Know when to leave. End your relationship with a narcissist to avoid playing into their game. I think Salty Traveling C was saying a little bit of that he had to do. It can happen in a relationship, romantic relationship, a friendship, coworker. Sometimes you just have to change jobs if it's a coworker. And it's really horrible when it's a family member. End your relationship with a narcissist. That's really the only thing that you can do with them. It's sad. Avoid playing into their game. That's the only way you can. Don't play their game. Magitech Mag says you can't ever defend yourself either. No, you can't. You'll lose. You'll always lose. Because they're coming at it from a total different sense of reality. But that's what makes it hard. You want to defend yourself. Having been through this before, being on the end of a narcissistic injury, as hard as it was to not defend myself, it turned out to work. Because ironically, not defending myself was a defense. With some exception. Sometimes you do need to take certain actions. Maybe get your lawyers involved. That's on a different level. John C. says it can be especially difficult, though, because a narcissist will try to keep trying to keep you from leaving. Hell yes, they will. Yeah. Gosh, it's hard. And because you're coming at it from a point of reason, from a point of a sane person, it's easier to fall for it, if you will. It's like, okay, maybe we should work it out. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Yeah, maybe I am just being a little too hot-headed. All those kind of things that they play with your mind with. And it's sad, but you have to end the relationship, end the friendship, and avoid playing into their game. Never play their game. Seek support. Those who have seen narcissistic behavior can assure you of your reality and offer guidance. Yeah, reach out. Reach out to people you trust. Maybe even reach out to a therapist. If that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. Other people that have seen the situation. It's like, am I crazy? It's like, no, you're not. I saw it. Or no, that's not the kind of person you are. This is weird. You're not a liar. You're not vindictive. This person's making this up about you. Magitech Mag says, and sometimes mutual circles don't see it right away. It's okay to walk away. Yes. And I must admit, they do see it. They do see it eventually. And those that reciprocate in this whole narcissistic circle jerk, all this, let them have each other. Let them sit around and be miserable with each other. Um, 80s movies says Conor record guys get turned down for anything they see as a personal challenge to get around it. Never thought that way with people. Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's movies. So, no, but I see your point. Yeah. That it's an entertainment trope. Choose your battles. Take the high road and rise above their behavior. Doing so does not mean you forgive their behavior. It only means you can fare better by not reacting. Key word here, not reacting. Don't react. Okay, and I see Riker, you're saying, I never thought that way with people. Yeah. Correct. Be mindful of how someone conducts themselves can help prevent manipulation and decrease the chance of escalation. I think this sentence is a bit off with the grammar. But how someone conduct themselves can prevent. Here we go. Be mindful. How you conduct yourself can prevent manipulation and decrease the chances of escalation. Yeah, that's how you keep control. How you act will prevent the manipulation and decrease the chances of escalation. Got it. Oh, Tucker and Dale versus evil. Okay, that means that I've come to the end. That's an old slide. So that's what I have. That's what I have to say. Or rather, what these articles, that psychological article that I cited has to say. I took some highlights and some of my commentary and observation. Keyword: triggering narcissistic injury is about the narcissist, not about you. Because even if you did make a mistake, a reasonable person will accept the apology and your offer to make it right. Someone with narcissistic injury will respond to real or imagined. The imagined ones are really weird where you're really not even knowing what the hell's in this person's mind and why they're suddenly going psycho on you. But yes, they will get revenge. They will use awful tactics. Ones I've seen, again, it's been what? Doxing, lying, manipulating, baiting, smearing. all of that. They will punish you for making them feel bad about themselves. So the only way to respond is to ignore them. Don't take the bait, but most importantly, don't engage. Even if you are absolutely right, even if you are absolutely reasonable, once you realize what you're dealing with, don't engage. Don't ever, 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 ever engage. Did I say ever? I'll say it again. Don't ever engage. I'll say it again. Don't engage. Don't. Don't respond. Don't give them the attention they ordered. Pops, I think you snuck into my in real life. Yeah. Uh, sorry. Yeah, but true. True. Sean Sue says, it reminds me of dealing with telemarketers. The only way to deal with it is to ignore them. Yeah, and hang up on them. That's what was hard with me because I was an 80s girl. I was still raised in the era of where telephone conversations were real conversations, just the way you would be in real life. You would treat someone the same way you would treat anyone with courtesy, and that you just finally had to realize, no, I've got to hang up on this person. Never, ever engage with a telemarketer. It's the same concept. That is a very good point. Their attention is their fuel. Uh-huh. Yeah. Even negative attention. Oh, but man, if you get mad at them, you've given them what they wanted. You see? You see this person's psycho. Why is this person getting so mad? LOL, LOL. It's not a big deal. Wow, this person's got an issue. Pop says, I'm dealing with this right now. They are textbook NPD. Text communications. Silence is key, says Magitech Megs. Walking away, ignoring, not even engaging in chat or anything. Walk away. Absolutely. I'm going to sound really ignorant off the top of my head. NPD. I think it's pretty much up with this. And this is also what I'm saying is if you are in a situation where you have to deal with a narcissist, don't trigger narcissistic injury. It may feel like pandering. It may not be fair, but don't do it. Don't do it for your sake and don't do it for the sake of those around you. It's not weakness to avoid triggering narcissistic injury. Oh, narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. There we go. You just triggered my NPD. Okay, there we go. You said it too. Thank you. You see, if I were a narcissist, I'd be like, he made me feel ignorant. Now I've got to go revenge. Revenge. Yes. And I Googled it too. Oh boy, I feel terrible. Think about it. Revenge, is that ever good? No. Schadenfreude and karma, that's a gray area. You know, there is the expression to let someone hang themselves with their own rope. That's the thing. But yeah, bait, that's a tricky one because they will bait you. Oh my gosh, will they bait you? Don't take it. You can see pretty quickly, though, that it's nothing to be taken seriously. I guess now this isn't quite narcissism textbook, but people trying to drama farm and engagement farm because of the monetization. That's something else as well. That's the thing. Mad Attack Mag says, so I have a legit question then. Okay. What if you're insecure because of experiences with narcissists? Yeah. Because they've made you feel that way. Does that make you become one or be one? Sometimes I'm insecure because of my experiences. Uh, well, here's how you can tell. Just because you're insecure, that doesn't make you a narcissist. I mean, look at the characteristics of what a narcissist is. For one thing, as we've been talking about narcissistic injury, that's what a narcissist will do. When you're confronted with something, do you go out and get revenge? Do you try to get someone fired? Do you go psycho? Do you bait the person? Do you taunt? Do you gaslight? Do you lie? Do you dox? If you don't do that, that's a good sign you're not one. But I guess, yeah, to look at the definition of a narcissist, well, narcissists can only think of themselves. They can't think of other people. People have an unreasonably high sense of their own in person, of their own importance. So that's a very opposite of insecure. Though narcissists actually are kind of insecure. 'Cause that's as we said, that's why they lose their crap when they get confronted. I see your distinctions, is what Magitech Meg says, yeah. Well, and here's the thing also, just by that very question, Magitech shows you're not a narcissist, because narcissists are incapable of self-reflection. A narcissist wouldn't even ask that question. It's like the problems with everyone else. Narcissists are incapable of looking at their own behavior, which is why I've heard psychologists tell me it is incurable because you can't get out of that without self-reflection. But by its very nature, it's all about you genuinely can't. I've seen narcissists pose though as like healers and all this kind of thing. And that's why sometimes people are in the psychological world very cautious about narcissists online, the trend for videos because it's something that will make you trend, but really be careful of the source. I guess one of the keys is if you see someone claiming to give you advice about narcissism and their answer is to get revenge on them, it's like, no, 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 no. That's not what someone that's going to get you to heal from narcissism. That's not something that is good sound advice. Look and see if the person actually has some qualifications. I know that some people think, "Oh, he's public enough." I'll say Matt Walsh likes to sit around and make people think that all psychologists are a bunch of psychos. They're not, okay? They're I mean, I would even say my advice is not coming from a professional point of view. I am not a professional. That's why I was citing these psychologists. Magitech Mag says, I was wondering because I do get triggered or rather upset when I've noticing patterns because of experiences. That's just part of your natural response. It's for lack of a better word, like PTSD, but it's not the same as PTSD, but it's become colloquial using because yeah, I get triggered. Hell yes, I get triggered. To miss to take Gandalf out of context from the Fellowship of the Ring movie. Uh, all we have to do is decide what we're supposed to do. There we go. Total misquote. How do you respond? That's what tells you. Now, if you are finding that because of your past experiences, you're triggered, that's where you need to seek healing. And you need to seek healing from trusted people. Your loved ones, professional if need be. If that makes sense. Yes, it does. Jinsu says there's actually a huge difference between someone who narcissistic tendencies and a true narcissist. Yes. And that's the other thing too, is I'm in a profession that is very much tending toward narcissism. When you are a performing artist, a singer, a musician, a soloist, a conductor. Yeah. But what do I do about it? A true narcissist. Well, gosh, you want to talk about some psychos you'll find in the classical musical world. Yeah, that's the difference. And what's the distinction between self-esteem and narcissism? Of course, self-esteem is a good thing. When does it become narcissism? My key tells are, is their behavior unkind and destructive? You might be dealing with just a bully in that situation, but someone that is whole and healthy and, for lack of a better word, a good person will not do the things I told you in those lists from those articles. They will not seek revenge. They will not smear you. They will not bully you. They will not lie about you. They will not get revenge in the most harmful way. They won't try to make you think you're crazy. And I don't care. Uh-oh, soapbox. I don't care if I see that behavior done towards a bad person. When I say I don't care, meaning you're still wrong. I see some really bad behavior and they're toward a bad person, someone that maybe isn't a good person. And people are like, it's okay if we do it to this person because they had it coming. No, hell no. It's still wrong. Even if that person deserved it, it's still wrong. Don't give me that shit. That bad behavior is okay if it's being done to a bad person. No, bad behavior is bad behavior. Look at the Lord of the Rings. You don't use the ring even for quote unquote good. You never use the ring. These methods are wrong. Always wrong. It's always wrong to bully. It's always wrong to dox or swat. It's always wrong to belittle someone and bait them. It is always wrong to try to destroy someone's life. Always. Second that. Well, thank you. Magitex, the person deserved it to get low at their level is the same thing. Yes. It's always wrong to be cruel. Damn right. But to get low, yeah. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah. You heard it. You heard it here first. You never use the enemy's ring. You never use the one ring to get at the enemy. You actually become the enemy. And this is different from genuine self-defense. To use a public example, look at Gina Carano. She's using legal means. Sometimes, yeah, if you do need to get a lawyer, sometimes you need to sue. If someone is beating the living crap out of a child or something, yeah, you have the right, say, to intervene and use physical force against them. Yes, you do. But that's legit self-defense, and God forbid that you may have to use lethal self-defense. 100%, yeah. Yeah. What was that deleted scene? It never ended up in the Return of the King or the Two Towers, I forget which one, where it shows what Frodo would become if he had kept the ring, and he was starting to look very much like Gollum. Yeah, that's what you'll become. If you are on the side of righteousness, you will be fine. I was telling someone the other day about why I do not lie, besides the fact that it's a sin and that's part of my religion, all that. But from a secular point of view, if you always tell the truth, you don't have to remember the lie. That's also sometimes why I'm very careful about my wording to make sure I don't lie. If you've seen A Man for All Seasons, it's like an oath is made of words. Let's look at what the words say. But yes, do not lie. A lie is never good. Now, of course, there's the whole what if you're with the Yahtzees and they say, "Are you hiding anyone?" Well, okay. The theologians can talk till the cows come home. I say I would, yeah, don't tell the truth. Or don't tell the truth in a different way. It's like, yeah, I've got 10. Go ahead and look. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm getting soapboxy here, but I need to wrap this up because I need to save my voice. And I've got some stuff coming up. So please stay tuned to Miss Martin Muses. I know I'm at 923 subs, trying to get to 1,000, get my videos monetized. So thank you, everyone that's been here. This has been interesting. This brought up some emotions with me, but from some of the comments, it looks like many people have maybe gotten something out of this. Get something out of it. It's hard. It's really hard. That's why I relate so much to Jean Valjean and Les Miserables. He is the very definition of no good deed ever goes unpunished, and that how hard it is to make the right decision all the time, even when you want to do something else. Teresa's tea hour. I kid. No, it's fine. It's fine. Actually, speaking of tea, I have started keeping afternoon tea because that's what kept humanity civilized. No, but tea, dropping the tea. Well, this is a little bit of therapy for me, isn't it? That's why I like to do these. So that's why I call them musings. This was something again I put together maybe more than a year ago. Just took a very, very long time for me to put it together. Because first of all, the research. Second of all, you've got to be in the right frame of mind to talk about something like this. Um, and you also have to have the timing correct. It is a shield wall of dragons. What's up? We're talking about narcissistic injury, what to do about it. You missed the content, but please go back and maybe look at my slides. At the end of the day, ignore it. Don't engage. Don't play their game because there's nothing you can do with a narcissist. You cannot reason with them because what you have done is you have triggered something in them that is completely unreasonable and completely all about them. Remember, it's them, not you. Look at everyone saying, I thought, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to start wrapping up this party. If anyone has any final words or thoughts, I always like to do that. That's one of my questions on my pub crawl. Speaking of which, Mr. Grant Gregory will be upcoming. I have some other people lined up as well, though the timing is not confirmed. But please hit that bell and maybe watch some of the playlists. I have some more Lord of the Rings content upcoming, some Tolkien letters, some of his new letters, some of his new content that we have revealed to us. And let's see, some food, maybe some unboxings. I got some really cool Return of the King action figures. an exclusive. The Faramir and Eowyn coronation. Oh, an Aemir. Yeah. So, oh, so cool. All right. It's not coming out yet, and I don't know if Mara Jade has put the link up. My gosh, girl, what's wrong with you? She has not, but I am going to put the link to Jade Shadow, Mara Jade, because in 40 minutes, she and Steve Kenobi, they are going to be doing a the good, the fun, and the weird. That's a very fun show that they do. It'll be at 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. Always up for more Tolkien. Yay! Yes, yes, I love it. I'll tell you what triggered it. They've been re-showing the extended editions in the cinema for anniversaries, and I got to see The Return of the King. That was the only one I was able to make it to, and holy crud, I'd forgotten how amazing it was. So it just brought back some of my love, and of course, Trop has given me a lot to say. I got a clip up with Galadriel. High King Feanor did a really good job talking about the Tolkien Legendarium and the different characters from Silmarillion and Kelebeth that stupid show did not have the rights to. Are you excited for any upcoming shows or movies? Yes, the only movie I'm excited for is the one about Cabrini, Saint Mother Cabrini. It's coming out in March. I think the first, second week of March. Really excited about that. I have a man of the cloth who has given it a thumbs up. I'm always concerned when that happens, when they do biographies of my people, especially saints. But that is one that I am looking forward to TV show wise. Anything new right now? No, because I think I've seen most of the new things after Reacher. I am excited though to continue watching old stuff on BBC and my Valentine's Day challenge. I have a casual Valentine's Day challenge that I have on my Twitter. Always up for more Tolkien. Yes. Yes, compared to the crap that is out now, says Shield of Dragons, Lord of the Rings movies are even better than when it usually came out. Yeah. Oh, I'll check and see if my theater will show it. Yes, do. All right. Judge me. You can judge me till the cows come home. But part of my Valentine's movie, I have one that's a fantasy, and I'm thinking of rewatching Twilight. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Technically, it's fantasy. Though probably the best romantic fantasy movie is Lady Hawk. I just binged Ted Lasso. It was pretty good. Yes. Ted Lasso. I loved the first season, liked the second. The third, not so sure about the third. But in general, I think it's good, and it got a lot of Americans interested in Premier League. So yay, because Premier League is the way to go. Oh my gosh, the Euros are coming up! Woohoo! Can't wait. I thought the third season was a mixed, but it's a fun show. Yep, there we go. Lady Hawk is an awesome movie. Yes, absolutely amazing. For my, I have rom-com. I'm going to be watching some movie with Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr. I've never seen that. I've got for my religious love movie, because again, there's different kinds of love. Believe it or not, there was a 1999 film biofilm of Molokai from the Father Damien, Saint Damien from the Molokai leper colony. And he's played by Faramir. I mean, he's played by David Wenham. So I'm going to be watching that. I can't wait to see that. I need to see Lady Hawk. Girl! Oh, Magitech. I am pointing the petal of judgment. No, there's a thorn of judgment. That is the most romantic movie you will ever ever see. Girl, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. And maybe I'll put together a stream of the romance movies I did with the Westerns, but for some reason, Steve's not into them. So I need to get a bunch of chicks. Lady Hawk is unbelievable. I went through my Hallmark Phrase movie back during December. Oh, yeah. I watched a bunch of those, the Christmas movies. Love those. They're so bad, they're good. Walk on the left side. Oh, did you see how they are going to make a new version of Sense and Sensibility race swapped? Unbelievable. I'm going to do a video about that because they keep the trope, or don't they? Or not the trope. I believe a very insulting thing that is all the way back from, let's just say, places in the South before 1860. That stereotype, because guess who's white? If you know anything about sensibility, the fact that one character is white while the woman is black is really racist. Mags, stop what you're doing and watch. Girl, you've got to. Oh my gosh, I just ripped out my ears. You've got to. Rutger Hauer. I don't want to give anything away, but he was so in love. He was crying. Come on. How could you not have seen that movie? You must. I love love stories. Wait, I missed. Yeah, good love story. Yes. And it's got action. It's probably Rutger Hauer. Oh, don't even start. I have you ever seen a man so in love he just cries? Besides Jane Eyre. They're going to remake Lady Hawk. No. Oh, hell no. No. Salty, it's ma'am. Don't rip it out your ears. Yeah. Oh, dear. You cannot replace Rutger Hauer. And, of course, Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, it is so romantic. It is so romantic. For the Jane Austen challenge, I'm really trying hard for the love to find one that I haven't seen, and I think I've seen them all. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but maybe I'll just rewatch one of them. Or maybe I'll watch that one with the dogs. I think Hallmark did that, where it's Pride and Prejudice, but with a dog show. Of course, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which I've already seen. Someone was saying, "Well, have you seen that?" It's like, hell yes, I told you, I'm a Pride and Prejudice fan. Jane Eyre, I'm probably going to watch a Jane Eyre for that part of the challenge. Well, the story is it's incredibly tragic, but oh, it's so romantic. But is it giving it away if I say it's got a happy end? It's got probably one of the best happy endings in history. In history, I tell you. The best line, lay one hand on your old fight laying on the ground next to your head. Okay, added later on the Amazon watch list. Damn right, girl. Oh my gosh. Even Leah McCurran as Imperious was excellent. Yes! Oh my gosh. Come on. And the score, the love theme, even though there's some cheesy 80s action music, but we can forgive them, but the love theme is so good. Oh my gosh. Lady Hawk. Whatever. What else do I have on my challenge? Oh, yeah, patriotism. Like love of country. Yeah, so it's a casual challenge. All right. Well, I do need to end. I've been going to an hour and a half. Yeah, we started off with narcissistic injury and ended with romance movies. So please, everyone, give a like, share, and a subscribe, and subscribe to everyone here. Tune in to Jade Shadow. I'm really a happy camper right now by reading the Feist books. I'm almost done. It's like 24 books. My gosh, these books are so good. And then I am going to complete The Wheel of Time. I've reread the first one, or it was a reread, but I didn't remember any of it. And now I'm in virgin territory where I in the Great Hunt, and my goal is to read the entire series by the end of December. That was my New Year's resolution, but I had to finish Feist first. Wheel Time is so good, and luckily I haven't tainted myself with the show. I've been told not to watch, not even hate watch. For one thing, I was told that they've messed it up so much that there will be spoilers. Like, if you watch season 1, it's spoilers from book 5, so you're not safe if you've read the first season sorry, the first book. Mm, also, I can't speak enough about Conan, the new Conan series by Titan Comics. I don't know why people aren't talking about it more. Actually, I have a very cynical reason why I know why, but it is amazing. It is amazing. If you want a comic, there is good mainstream comic material. Find it and read it. Sorry, I was like, oh, for crying out loud. I'm all over the place. Thank you for real talk tonight. Well, thank you. I need to do this more often. Uh, that old Duel or Duelist movie is like a romance. Are you talking about The Last Duel? That was a very good movie. If anyone is interested, Amelia is returning to theaters for this Valentine's Day. Oh, well. I do not watch that crap. Yeah, I've been told. I still need to get on with reading Wheel of Time. Yes. Yeah, I was just so moved when I was making those video essays about Robert Jordan. Had no idea about that man's life. Oh, and same thing with Sanderson. I didn't know, and so I really enjoyed doing those. Oh, is more of a narcissist. Could be. Yeah, I need to check out Conan. It's one of my favorite IPs. Yeah, they're actually coming out next week with a graphic novel collecting the Comic Day preview as well as the first 4 series arcs. They're in the second one right now, and the Savage Sword of Conan is returning. Oh my gosh, it's returning February 28th with a Solomon Kane story. Hell yes. All right. So I have the link up to Jade Shadow channel for the good, the fun, and the weird. That is actually a really, really good stream, especially if you like that kind of stuff. I love it because once one of my mom's articles showed up in there. Not okay, that sounds weird. She didn't write it, but my mom is into all that, and so she had found him an article. So please do that. Stay tuned for Pub Crawl and have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And thank you, everyone that showed up. I am nothing without my chat. You guys are great. I it's I feel like even when I have a panel, I have like 15 guests because y'all are so good. Later, everyone. Have a great day, everyone, or evening or morning. Have a great day and be certain to not engage with a narcissist.